Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of OneMicNite, the podcast that brings you stories of artists and people on their personal journey, helping to guide, answer questions, and inspire you in the business. Now, today, we're continuing on with an episode. You've already met him in season 2, episode 14. He goes by the name of PierreAEvans. He is a journalist. He's an author. He's a music. He's a personality. He's a dancer. He does it all. And he's back again because we got more to talk about. So welcome him to OneMicNite, please. What's up, Pierre?
Hey, what's up, Marcos? Glad to be here, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for spending some more time with us here. We got a lot to talk about.
You got a lot. That's why we needed a partner. Hope y'all good.
That's it. So I want to talk to you about specifically things and culture in Chicago. You and I are both from Chicago. I didn't grow up there. And if you know, the listeners, if you're out there, go back and check out the episode because you'll hear his whole story. But you grew up in Chicago. So you know the scene, you know the culture.
Yeah.
Chicago is music. Chicago is where house music started.
Absolutely.
Talk about it. What do you know about What do you know about house music?
Yeah, house music originally started here. It's a like a gradual next stage of disco. Around the mid to early 80s is when house really got its start. And what they were doing was pulling the disco songs from the 70s, bringing them back out. Speed them up a little bit, or add bass to it, add like a track behind it, you know, like Bad Girl,
right?
Stuff like that. Bad Luck, Diana Ross song, Love Hangover. Those disco songs they brought back. And it was songs that we grew up with as children listening to in the house. And so that's not where the title came from. But then like the early 80s, Frankie Knuckles and Ron Hardy, who originally originated from New York, Robert Williams brought them here. And that's what really kicked off the house culture here in Chicago.
And do you know where it started?
The Power Plant, the Music Box. The Power Plant was run by, DJ'd by Frankie Knuckles, the legendary Frankie Knuckles.
Frankie Knuckles, the godfather of house music.
Godfather, yes.
Yeah, and shout out to him.
Yes, absolutely. And the Music Box was by Ron Hardy.
Ron Hardy.
Yeah, two different styles. Frankie's was more musical, takes you more on a journey, more relaxed. Where Ron Hardy is more boom, he beats you. You know what I mean? You come out of there sweating. Frankie, you just feel free and be like, Ron Hardy, you be like, you leave out of there, you're back. I think different styles.
Right, yeah. I think you just hit it because I think, you know, first of all, they're all different kinds of house music. Absolutely. You know, you got everything from electro to techno to tropical or tropical, as we say, you know what I mean? Or you got, you got the Detroit techno. You got, you know, it all do, you know,
Afro soul,
Latin soul, yeah, all those music. But what would you say is the basis of house music?
Okay.
Meaning, like, why was it made?
Yeah, the foundation of house music, it was made in a time where a lot of divorces were happening. Families were breaking up. I've already thought about this, the psychology of why house became so popular. House music the spirit of house is love, independence, acceptance, and freedom. Those are the foundations of the house culture, of the house music, of the house mentality. House is more than music. It's a lifestyle, it's a mentality, it's a way of dressing, it's a way of communicating. It's the spirit. It's almost like gospel. It's almost spiritual.
Right.
It's the foundation of house here in Chicago when it first started. Vocals are very strong with the gospel influence, like Lolita Holloway, Love Sensation, and all that. That's church.
Right.
It's a nice bass. It could be progressive house, which is like like a train moving. That's progressive house.
Okay.
Regular house is boom, boom, boom. Ain't no percussions, all that. So it has a steady moving driving bass, drum beat. The lyrics are always talking about love, get out of my life. I don't need you no more. I can make it on my own.
Right.
Independence. Have fun. Nobody gonna stop me. I will survive. You know, that's
quality, acceptance. Exactly. Like some of these, I have this written down here. Like some of the songs, you know, the lyrics are release yourself, let yourself go. You know, dance, be free.
Yes.
All that stuff.
It's spiritual.
Right.
When you in the realm of house music, you're at church, and it takes you away. And it's acceptance, as you said, all inclusive, black, white, transgender, whatever, men with men, women with women, whatever. Everybody's accepted.
Right, and I think that's important too, because you know when house music came about in the '80s, in that early '80s, that's when everybody was going through a whole revolution of you know, gay rights and
coming out, right?
Probably, the AIDS epidemic and freedom, and you know, people knowing more about other cultures. You know,
and you know, it's the point. Here's the point too that I got off track of. People were going through divorces, so families were broken. House is where we found love.
Right.
Everybody, all our parents were getting divorced, but here, this is constant. And this is where you can let go and forget about your problems at home. Not everybody was going through this, but the majority of people. 80s was when Dynasty was on TV, and they divorced and all that. And once somehow that affected society, television affected society. It was okay for them to divorce there, everybody started getting divorces.
Right.
Like around 81, 82, 83. That's when house got popular. Everybody was joining, and I need love. This love will last forever, because at home it's messed up.
That's
but
it.
Here we got each other.
And that became your family.
Ain't that right?
That's it. Going to the club and hearing the music and being with the same people and you know, being free and love. That's what it's
love. And a lot of times those same people, while you was in high school then, you still partying with them now.
Right.
This 30, 40 years later.
Yeah.
House is love. Family. We call each other family. What's up, family? If you part of the house, you family.
That's right.
You can tell I thought about this.
I like that. Talk a little bit about the dance, because there are different types of dance for house music too, right?
Yeah. Now with house, when it's tracks, like with house music, you can have songs and you can have tracks. A track is something like tuk-a-tuk, tuk-a-tuk. That's not a song. That's a drum track.
Okay.
With tracks, you jack it. That's more of a.
We're gonna get a demonstration.
Yeah. But you doing this, boom, boom, because that's just you just working to the beat. You know, you just boom.
Right.
That's jacking.
Okay.
And with other songs like Rain, 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 Lady Alma.
Yeah.
That's a song. And with that, you could just float with that song. You know what I mean? Or you can do moves, you can do whatever you want to do, but you ain't gonna be doing this. You know what I mean? Because that song is more musical, and so it's gonna take you. The music, just like Michael Jackson said, the music drives your moves. You might just throw your hands in the air, and in your mind you float on the cloud. You know what I mean? It's no particular styles of dancing here in Chicago. Now in New York, in the East Coast, you all style of house is more, got some more hip hop with it.
Right. Yeah.
I see you all be more, you know what I mean? We ain't got that much energy. We cool. This is what you gonna get. You know, you gonna get like, hey. But you all be, I'll be like, so that's too much for me. You know. So that's the style. But all of it is freedom of expression, and that's mixing you all's culture of hip hop with house. So we have a style of music called hip house, like Queen Latifah. Don't make me wait.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, give me
classic.
So that's hip house.
Body.
Yes, give me body.
Yeah.
Now you all got hip house dance. We ain't got hip house dance. We just house dancing, which is just freestyle. It's freestyle. There's no choreographed moves. Everybody, come on, let's do this. Let's do the Charlie Brown. Ain't no, you do what you do. Whatever you do, that's your dance.
That's your dance.
That's the dance. It's just freedom. Do whatever you feel.
So fast forward to the 90s. So
Yeah.
house music kind of, it kind of blended into the mainstream because we got mainstream artists who decided to do remixes like Madonna, Queen of Pop, Janet Jackson.
Exactly.
All those people made house music. They made the single, and then the remix was house music.
Exactly.
Right?
They did a lot of the remixes were done by Jelly Bean or Steve Silk Hurley.
Yeah, Jelly Bean does.
Terry Hunter.
Yep.
A lot of those, especially Steve Silk Hurley, he worked with Madonna, Janet Jackson,
Ralphie Rosario.
Ralphie Rosario. I like that accent, Rosario.
Yeah,
I can do that too.
That's right.
But yeah, the 90s, the late 80s, early 90s is when people start, like you said, it went commercial, but that's when people started making their own music. Drum machines, synthesizers became popular. As I said, I'm a DJ as well, and I was right there at the beginning too. And all the people that started off the house music scene, Chip E, Like This, Time to Jack, It's House. That's all Chip E. That's my homie. Steve Silk Hurley, Jack your body. That's my homie.
Yeah.
He's a Grammy Award winner. He can work with Michael, like I said, Michael Madonna, all of them. Terry Hunter, that's my homie. The Chosen Few, I know all of them. Chicago is the home of house, and I know all the buildings.
Right, yeah.
I was in there with them as well.
Cashmere,
exactly.
Let's talk, yeah.
But like,
all those people.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. The early 90s is when I stopped DJing, and then I went into other things, producing and all the other stuff that I do. Hip hop came in, I wasn't feeling hip hop, so I quit DJing, but I still got my equipment, so I can whip it out, and I'm still bad.
You need to get on a set.
That's right. But yeah,
we're gonna put you on a One Mic Night live series, and we're gonna have you DJ some stuff.
I appreciate that.
Speaking of we'll do it. I'm serious, we'll do it.
Absolutely.
So speaking of Cashmere, I gotta say that's when I was in Chicago too. So I would go to those parties, you know what I mean? Cashmere would be spinning. Cashmere would come in and spin. Dajay would show up. All those. Then check this out. Go to Milan, Italy, and I'm in a club. House music. They throw on the Italian house music. House music artists from Chicago, from New York, come in and just sing over the track right there.
Yeah.
So it spread, all the way to Europe.
It's worldwide.
Worldwide.
And do you remember that song? Los Niños de los Parques.
Yeah.
That's Italian house.
Yeah.
So it's world. London and other places, it's more commercially accepted, and it plays on the radio. Like we play hip hop here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so even though it started here in America, we slow because it hasn't taken commercially. It's been underground. Like you said, in the 90s, it went a little commercial. That's commercial. Love is. That's the way love is. That's and move your body. Right. I got a house.
Exactly.
Vogue. Those are some commercials. Janet Jackson, she had a couple that you could feel the house vibe, but it really didn't take off. And then after the 90s, hip hop came and house went back underground.
Do you think it's dead?
No, house is not. House is dead on the radio. They may have shows that have special segments. Friday from 9 to midnight, we play a mix. We have some DJs, but like it used to be, we used to have a house on all the radio stations. The 12 o'clock lunchtime mini mix. Yeah. 6 o'clock rush hour mix. Then from 8 o'clock to 2 in the morning on the radio set. Saturday Night Live, Ain't No Jive, Chicago Dance Party on 102.7 FM BMX.
That's right.
That's right. All that's done. And you may find a station that plays house every now and then, but house is mostly underground now. You got to go to the clubs, and you got to go to the right club to hear the right house.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not commercial. It's not commercially common at this time.
No, it's still in Chicago. They still do like a lunchtime, out in the park in the summertime. They're on the house music. People take a lunch break for an hour, go out and dance.
Right across the street from City Hall.
That's
right.
that.
The mayor is right there. That's at the Daily Center, Daily Plaza, where the Picasso statue is. And throughout the summer months and early fall, different DJs will have an event there. at lunchtime. And it's right in the heart of downtown Chicago, directly across the street from City Hall. People in their suits, and then you can tell them they're gonna go back to work sweaty and funky. You know what I mean? That's the party at lunchtime from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. They got it in.
Get it in for an hour. That's right. That's right. You don't need any food. You just need the food and music.
There you go. Feed the soul. Feed the soul.
Where can we go in Chicago to find it? Because I know in New York City, we have a party in Fort Greene Park hosted by Soul Summit in the summertime. Now, it used to be every Sunday in the park, but they've recently cut it down to once or twice in the summertime. Soul Summit. Go to soulsummit.com, and you find the parties all over. They have it in different locations around New York now.
I was there with this 2021. I think that was 20. I didn't do nothing 2020. 2019, I came and I went to Soul Summit. That was my first time. I'm trying to think where that was. Bronx. No, Staten Island. Brooklyn. Fort Greene?
Fort Greene, yeah.
That's Brooklyn.
That's where I'm broadcasting from right now. Fort Greene, Brooklyn.
Yeah, so that's where I was at. I went in 2019. It was real nice. But here in Chicago, you all's house is different though. You all's house is more bass line and drum oriented. Ours is more vocal and what would you say? Ours is more vocal. You all's is more like African style,
right?
More instrumental, more bass line oriented. I can tell that as a DJ, I heard the difference. Yeah. Okay, but back to your question. Here in Chicago, in the summer months, there are events everywhere throughout the city. Behind the the Museum of Science and Industry here in Hyde Park. Any park, Jackson Park, Washington Park. There's different parks. They're outdoor parks that are not scheduled. It's not like you can go online and Google and it's gonna give you the summer schedule. They're spontaneous. It's word of mouth. You heard the party tonight is behind the museum. It's gonna be Saturday at noon. It's from noon till midnight. Outdoor. Bring your tent, bring your chair, bring your cooler, bring your smokable objects, bring your drinkable objects, bring your kids, bring your mama, bring family friendly, and it be going on free every Saturday. It's not even on the weekend. It could be any day.
Any day. It's like a pop-up party.
Yes, all summer, starting around, this is May, starting about now till around September. Any day of the week, free, going, as long as it's nice outside. We don't party with coats on. That's uncomfortable. You can't do house with a coat on.
You can't dance without a coat.
Right.
And I gotta say, that's the thing that I do love about the house music parties is because you can bring anybody. It's all, all ages go. There's no violence because it's all love. You know what I mean? Like you never ever hear about any fights or anything breaking out of these parties because that's not what it's about. And those people are not welcome there. We're not trying to do all that.
Right, exactly. It's love and peace.
Love and peace.
But everybody no punk.
Right.
Everybody cool.
Everybody's cool.
But
you do your thing, I do my thing, and we're cool. We're doing it together. You know what I mean? Yeah, I love that.
If anything ever come up, it's gonna be immediately squashed.
Squashed.
It's never gonna happen again.
Yep.
That's what I love about house. Like it's very peaceful.
You ever take any trips to, we were talking about Europe before, you ever take any trips to Europe and do, because I know like in the 90s, they used to have the same thing. They used to have rave parties where they would do the house music.
No, unfortunately, I have. That's on my to-do list, as well as go to Africa. I want to go to the parties, but also I just love the exoticness. I want to see the pyramids. I want to see the lions, the tigers, all that stuff. I want to go on a safari, ride on top of an elephant. You know what I mean? But no, I haven't been there. I haven't been there. But that's on my to-do list.
That's on the to-do list.
Yes.
Let's talk about a little bit about some of your writing things. So you worked for Indigo Magazine. You worked for Soul Train. What were those experiences like for you?
Okay. My first job in journalism was while I was in college, and I worked with the prestigious and historic Chicago Defender magazine.
Yes, we all know it. We know that.
Around since Martin Luther King, when Michael Jackson was a little boy. It's been around for decades. That's what I interned. I interned there for about 3 years. Then from there, I got my confidence going. I was in the fine arts and entertainment. My major in school was arts, entertainment, and media management. And because at first I was doing accounting, that was nuts. And then hotel restaurant management, that was nuts. So then I found what my niche was: arts, entertainment, and media management. That's it. That covered it all. So then from the Chicago Defender, then I got hooked up with Indigo magazine, which is also another. The owner of that, Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson used to be in her house with her father. So she's historic too, and she's well known in Chicago as well as around the world. And so I worked there, and this was all freelance. This was a real job. Mm-hmm. The internship was at the Chicago Defender. Indigo was a real freelance job, and I was getting my freelance on, trying to get my entrepreneurship on. And then I had a friend that recommended me to Soul Train. And I didn't even know they were still, because it's not on TV no more, but SoulTrain.com, this was going strong.
The brand is still there, yeah.
The brand is still there.
Still there.
And I got that job, and that's where I soared. I was like, oh, I got it. When I tell you I work for Soul Train, everybody wanted to get interviewed by me. You know what I mean? Because they want to be associated with the Soul Train brand. And then, unfortunately, but fortunately, Frankie Knuckles died while I was there. He's from Chicago. Soul Train drafted me and said, you a DJ, you know Frankie, you house, we want you to do a feature story on Frankie Knuckles. It's gonna be front page.
Wow.
That was an honor.
Wow.
You know? And I interviewed Steve Hurley and all these people that I've told you, the foundations of house and how he affected them. I did my research on Frankie. The guy that brought Frankie here, Robert Williams, I interviewed him. It's like a 13-page expose I did of tribute actually to Frankie. And that was in a Soul Train magazine. So that lasted, and then that ended. I did that for maybe about 10 years, and then around early like 2010, 2015, something like that, is when I wanted to reach out, stretch out and become a writer. Because I always wanted to write a book. And my uncle wrote a book when I was a little kid, and I was like, one day I'm gonna write a book. Got his name on the book. I was like, well, one day I want to do this. So I finally got a chance to do that in 2017, 2018, something like that. And then I made another leap when this coronavirus hit and the quarantine hit. I always wanted to have my own magazine. I said, people know me, I got a reputation, they know me. So now I'm tired of freelancing working for other people. It's time for me to go bang, start my own magazine.
Yeah.
And I started that April of last year, and it's been a total success. It's been a total success. Somebody on this interview has been in that magazine. It's not me.
Oh yeah, who's that?
I think it's you.
Yeah. And I thank you for the honor for being the January issue. You know, the first issue of this year.
Yeah,
2021. So thank you for that. That's a great honor.
Thank you.
Let me ask you, looking back over all the stuff you've done, what do you think? Because you got some incredible work behind you.
Thank you. My life is like a dream come true, and it's still unfolding. I've always, since I was a kid, knew that I was here to do great things. I was a little kid talking about, I'm gonna be a star. Mm-hmm. Now, a star and famous is relative to you. I may not be got my own TV show and doing all that, but I got success.
That was my next question. What's success for you?
Yeah, success is when I feel I have accomplished what I set out for, and mind blowing is when it's bigger than I expected. Mm. So working with those magazines, writing a book, got my own magazine, producing, directing, modeling, all that other stuff. It's just a dream come true. I set goals, I achieve them. I set new goals, higher goals, because I was taught I can do anything. So I believe I can fly. I used to jump off porches with sheep. That don't work. I can't fly and I can't draw.
Right.
Do everything else. I can do everything else.
Guess what? You are flying with what you're doing.
There you go.
That's the flying you're doing.
Yes.
Because all this incredible work that you're doing and the knowledge you're sharing and the wonderful gifts that you're giving people, when we read, when we see you, when we aspire to be like you, You know, you may not know it, but you're a role model for some people.
Thank you.
And the things that you've done. So for those of you who are listening and watching this podcast, make sure you go back to season 2, episode 14, and find out some of the achievements. He's a part of the National Black Journalists Association, not only the Chicago chapter, but the national chapter. He's done some incredible stuff. You know, there are very few people of color, Black people, who are parts of these organizations. So he has a great body of work behind him. Yeah. What do you see for the future?
For the future, I plan to dive into television, stage, and film. So the first one, which will be in a few months, I'm going to have a TV show. I'm going to have several, but the first one is going to be a type of show where I'm going to, I already know it's going to be called Go Bang TV. I got to keep my brain going.
Yeah, of course.
Go Bang Television. It's going to be like a Soul Train with house music. You know what I mean? I'm going to have DJs, different DJs featured. I have performers singing house music.
I like it.
And the audience is going to be jacking their body.
I like it. Call me, please. I want to be in episode 1. I want to be jacking my body.
Episode
I'm
1.
there.
You're going to be episode 1. So
I'm
that's
there.
the first television show that I want to do. That's going to be done. The second TV show is bringing my book, Inside the Minds of Entertainers, to a talk show format. And it'll be like at the Actors Studio, where it's a chair here, it's a chair there, black, spotlight, it's just me and you. Let's talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Inside the Minds of Entertainers. I'm gonna bring that to life. Then, stage. I'm going to, I got a play already written that I wrote years ago called Gotta Have House. And it's going to be setting up a night of house where you're at home getting ready. Now you're in line, ready to go into the club, the stuff that be happening. You can hear the music before you get in the club. It's gonna be in the club. It's gonna show you a day in the life of a person going to a house and what they go through with music, playing, audience, get up and dance. The audience is gonna be part of the club. Part of the scene. Mm-hmm. The actors will leave the stage and come to the audience, and the audience will be the party. And so they're gonna be part of it. It's interactive. Can you see that?
I can definitely see that. I like that. Yeah.
Film, I'm going to do a story about house, the history of house.
I see that on Broadway.
I see that on Broadway. Don't you see that?
Yeah, definitely.
And by me being here, part of the foundation of it, I can tell it the way it really is.
Right.
It is in New York and the way it is there, I don't know. But I'm gonna show you how it started here.
That's the story right there. That's the storyline.
The whole house.
Yeah.
Gotta have house.
Gotta have house.
I see that as a Broadway too.
I do too.
Yes.
Yep. I definitely see that.
That's what I'm gonna do. Radio, I'm not interested in. I will eventually get into this too, podcast, because I wasn't really into this, but with coronavirus came in and quarantine, I stay on Zoom and I stay on here. Now I'm a professional.
Right.
So I'm gonna do this now.
Whatever avenue you need, you just take it. Just go.
Absolutely.
Just go. That's what it is.
Appreciate that.
Oh man, well listen, I want to thank you once again for coming on, hopping on for part 2 of this podcast. Please tell everybody where we can find you again.
You can find me, just look up in that sky and say my name. And okay.
But he can't fly though. He's flying, but he can't fly.
My spirit flies. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn under PierreAEvans, PierreAEvans. Find me on the Go Bang. That's good enough right there. You can find me on the easiest. Just Google me, PierreAEvans. It'll give you a plethora of information on me.
I like it. And they like it too. So everybody, please make sure you follow. Check out PierreAEvans. Go to GoBangMagazine.com. Check out the digital publication because there's something in there. Everybody, check out the book.
The Minds of
Entertainers. It's available on Amazon.
Absolutely.
Check out season 2, episode 14 to hear his full story. I want to thank you once again for your time.
I thank you for having me.
Amazing.
Thank
Everybody, make sure you follow us at OneMicNite. OneMicNite is spelled OneMicNite. It's OneMicNite on all platforms. The podcast is OneMicNite Podcast with MarcosLuis. You can follow me at MarcosLuis, MarcosLuis. Go to the .com for both. You can find all the links to social media. This episode is brought to you by Azules. Yes, paint and renovate your space. Let an artist do it. Azules. You can follow Azules at IG Azules EN and check him out. He can renovate your space for you. And painting for commission. See the painting in the back, and paintings for sale. My name is MarcosLuis. Thank you for joining us for OneMicNite. We'll see you next time. We're out.
Peace out.